welcome to this look at a brilliant new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. Ladies and gentlemen, this is HALLIG PETRUS. This is a new mod map out, but it came out on Friday. This is by otti-peterle, NOP82, no modding, 528.95 megabytes download. There are 14 required mods which download automatically. We'll talk about those in just a moment. This is a very clever, very cool map. It may not be everyone's cup of tea, but I like the concept and the idea behind it. Very original. It's got a bit of a Spectacle Island vibe to it, but it sort of goes another step, which, if you know, I do in Jim's maps, say going another step is like, what? It's very cool. Apologies for the delay. I was at a wedding over the weekend, got back late yesterday, did all the prep, so I'm recording it now. So, HALLIG PETRUS, what is it all about? Well, let's have a look at the map. It looks like this. Very cool. Two islands, kind of joined together. You'll see in a little while as we go. There's a causeway that runs across here. Must take and hold those causeways. And we start up on the North Island. On New Farmer, we start with the main farm area and these fields just here. Field prices are what you would expect, I reckon, for the sizes. 95 grand for that one, 37, 38, and we come down to the South Island. We've got some larger fields down the bottom there, 379. Nothing break the bank. No, you know, it's not horrendous. We've got a little bit of forestry. I think we've got a couple of forest plots there. There's one there, 192. Like I say, nothing major. We've got some extra farms that will need to be purchased as we go around, so we'll buy some plots, which is pretty cool. And it has got some very clever features, which I think is brilliant as well. We have some extra crop types on here too. If you look on the right-hand side, at the bottom it says triticale, and we go across one, we've got field grass and rye. The red beet, carrots and parsnip because I've got premium expansion on. So 3 extra crop types then, triticale, field grass and rye. All 3 are put into the ground, that one, using seeders. So if we go down to our seeders, just there, you'll see all 3 of those crop types are just there on the end. And then if we go planters, just to double check it, there's nothing on planters. Planters do standard crops. But then for harvesting, all 3 of those crops are harvested using regular headers. Not corn headers, nothing. There's no over and above specific equipment that does that. Talking of specific equipment though, if we come down to mods and DLCs, as you see, we've got Platinum and Premium. There's the CLAAS Dominator, which is one of the required mods, and then we've got HALLIG PETRUS just there. So we have got an extra fuel tank that's been put in. We've got the bond silage IBC that's been added in. We've got a pallet with cacao butter. I'm puzzled by that, actually. And then we've got bread from the day before, which doesn't cost anything. I'm going to have to double check that. Which is free. So those have been added in by the map maker in the vehicles sort of menu, additions menu. If we come out and we go into build mode, we have got under sheds, so this is on top of the required mods. We've got some sheds put in on HALLIG PETRUS, just there. We have got under silos, we've got a couple put in there. Under silo extensions, we've got a couple put in. We've got under container on the end there, we've got a Karma 16 silo. Then under farmhouses, I think it was farmhouses for the next one. Got to find them. There we go. Just there we've got a doormat with sleep triggers been added in. If we then go up to productions and factories, the only one that's been added in on top of required mods, and obviously the premium and platinum expansion, is lawn production. Now, I'm going to, as I tend to do on map tours, if I miss something, I do apologise. I don't remember coming across that factory on the map. I haven't seen it anywhere. So, whilst it is in here for you to put in, so the grass that you can cut, the field grass, can be taken here, and I think it's sort of made into turf type thing, I think. I might place one later on, if I remember, just to show the production. But, yeah, that's been put in. Under sell points, I don't think we had anything, if I recall correctly. Under generators, we do have an additional wind turbine put in there. So large wind turbine. It gives you more per month. The standard in-game one is 67,680. This does 71. It's a little bit more, but it pays you a little bit more for the wind turbines. Then under animals, we have got under cows. We've got, there we go, these 2 put in. Then under, there wasn't horses, was it pigs? Was the other one? Yeah, pigs. We've got the HALLIG PETRUS one there. And, if I recall, it wasn't sheep, was it? No, the others are all required mods, sorry. Back to build mode. Cows, pigs, and the last thing was under landscaping. And it was some extra paint textures. There's quite a few paint textures here with some cobbles and various different things, concrete plates and things like that. So that's all been added in by the map makers. For build mode. So the farm itself then, we start here, sitting and relaxing by the pond, all very nice. Actually, we'll go this way first. If we come just around the corner here, we've got a sell point and a buy point, and there are 3 of these around the map, if I recall correctly. So this is farmer sales point, and this one is farmer Carl. So we go into our sales menu, and we look. We've got farmer sales point, and then that one there says farmer Carl. So the farmer sales point, you can sell your items, which is fine. But then for buying items, so you've got their dealer Janssen, there's a dealer Jensen as well, I think, later on as well. But Farmer Carl is this one up the top here. So you can buy all the various different products. As you can see, it will do wheat, barley. There you go. Organic Farmer Jensen on the right-hand side. So there are 3 locations where you can buy products as well as sell them on the map. So we'll come across those at some point. So we go back from here. So that's this little sell point just here. We'll whiz back round. It's quite tight yard, quite tight sell point over this side. If we come in, I'm trying to think the route I took around. Slurry point is just there for your cows. We come into the main yard. We've got some calf igloos, decorative. We've got our harvester tucked away in here. I think most of the equipment and machinery is damaged in some way and needs a little bit of repair, a bit of a clean, that kind of thing. If we come up the top here, we have got bales. We've got some hay bales. These are small bales up the top here. I'm just going to jump down because I'm a lunatic. We do have, as we can see, where was the light switch in here? Doesn't matter, I can put the torch on. We do have seed, we've got lime, chicken feed, we've got a whole load of stuff been supplied already. Feed trough, and the cows have got some feed, you can see bottom right now. That was something else I was supposed to mention. We have got jet wash just there. Milk point for the cows is just here. There we go. Slurry spreader, which does have slurry in. Like I said, most of it does. We've got a couple of IBCs here, herbicide and liquid fertilizer. Then we've got muck spreader with muck in it. Again, sort of dirty, needs a bit of work. Bales, and what I like is you've got the bales here with the ladder just in front of it on the trailer. That kind of simulated. They've already been, they've been taking them up and stacking them up. He says, "Can I get in there?" There you go. Being stacked into the hayloft at the top here, which is pretty cool. But yeah. Talking of animals, there are 2 versions of this map in the mod hub. We have the standard version, which will run like any other mod map does, and then we've got the HALLIG PETRUS with adapted feeding. Adapted feeding gives you different things that the animals require for feeding, but there's a note in the description. Whereas normally you can put in whichever ones you want, and it'll be a certain percentage they're worth. So for cows, for example, total mix ration, 100%, feed them that, all good. And then if you just give them hay, it might be 80%. Some maps it will allow you to just feed them silage, whatever it might be. If you use the adapted feeding map, you have to feed them all of the required items, or they will not reproduce. They won't go on to reproduce if they're not being fed all the items, so everything has to be topped up. And I'll show you what I mean. If we come down to here and we look at the cows on the right hand side, it says total capacity and effectiveness, that's fine. Total mixed ration is 45% of the ration. Silage is 36% and hay or grass is 18%. And for them to move on and to reproduce, you have to give them all of those. So they have to have total mixed ration, they have to have silage, and they have to have hay or grass all added in, is what the instructions say. So, and then if we look at our chickens there, we've got wheat, barley, oats, triticale, rye or sorghum, and then grass. So those various different proportions. Whereas normally you could just give them the wheat, barley and oats. If you're happy with 55%, that'd be all good. But if you have the adapted feeding one on, you've got to give them everything. So just something to be aware of. If we come around the side here, we've got our trigger. For our cows, we've got 10 out of a potential 35 in here. As you can hear the sound effects, it's very cool. I do like the seagulls and stuff. It's brilliant. Then we have our half-timbered barn. We have some chickens just here. This is a silo as well. I'm trying to remember what this was. The silo is 300,000 litres. Is this still 300,000? Yes, because it's by the chickens. We do have a dog as well. The dog's about somewhere. If you open up these, yes, because it's part of the chicken pen. So the chicken pen, feed point, if we open that, there you go, that's the pit for feeding the chickens. The chickens, we've got 21 out of 360 in here. We click on that. There you go, 21 out of 360. And this has got a built-in silo, 300,000 litre. And I think we can open the pit there for storing in the silo. So in and out of the silo there. Did we have more bales up here? I don't think we did. No. Then we come out and we've got some more of our equipment and machinery. Now we can talk about slot count as well. We're at the main farm. The slot count on New Farm is 1,525. You start with the fields that I showed you at the start and all the equipment and machinery. On Farm Manager and Start from scratch, you don't start with any of the equipment and machinery. So all the stuff you see around the yard, the stuff we've already looked at, all the buildings and decoration, everything else is still here, as are the animals. You just don't have any of the equipment and machinery. However, you can reduce that, and because there are other farms around the map as well, and you can remove buildings on those too if you want to. Now, you can probably get it lower than I did, but I managed to get it down to, well, 1,525 down to 1,314 on Farm Manager and Start from scratch. I got it down to 1,094. You can probably get it lower if you wanted to. That, of course, is entirely your choice. So that's the feed point for the chickens. Sleep trigger just here. Barn and building space, as you can see. Seeder, spreader, planter, sprayer. Tucked away in here. Plough, cultivator. Is that a power arrow? Open the gates here. We've got 2 fence, old and new. We're going to use this one to get around the map. If I remember the route I was going to take. So if we come out of the yard and go around this way, you can see the front loader gear just there on the floor because the other tractor's got a front loader on it. Barn does open that way because I've done it as well. 2 size clamps. I love these ones that are kind of built in with the grass and weeds and stuff like that. Then we come to just here, which is a biogas plant. Now, whilst we own the land, I don't know why I went that way. Should have gone up, not down. So we own the land that it's on. So we are just here. We don't own the biogas plant. You have to buy the biogas plant separately. So I'm going to do quickly. I'm going to put some money in just to do that, and then I'll put some extra money in for going around because I'm trying to think what other. I think some of the productions we need to buy so I can show you what it is they do. That should be enough for the moment. This is, I mean, it's a standard biogas plant. Once you go, click on there. 135,000 for a 50 kilowatt. And our regular items in with digestate out. So nothing over and above required in, and you don't get methane or anything coming out as a product you can then take on elsewhere. But something I'm going to show you later on and why I think this map is so clever and so cool. The farm areas, most of them, are kind of raised up. You see it kind of sweeps down from here. So these areas down here are floodplains. At the end of the day, they are floodplains, and farmers tend to farm in areas where you're by rivers and like things like this, because the ground can be very fertile. The silt and soils and minerals that wash through and that kind of stuff. But that does come with an inherent risk, which, like I say, I will show you later on. We do have, now it's interesting because this wasn't showing, isn't showing as a pasture, and we own the land. So if we look here, we already own this land, and there's no triggers showing as it being a pasture, which is weird, because the cows are up there, but that definitely looks like a feed trough. That is curious, because I can't see a water point or anything like that. Anyway. Sorry, just getting sidetracked. So just over in this other barn as well, we've got our grass row equipment. As sure, we had small bales on the trailers. There's the small baler, and we've got our mowers tucked away just here. And it kind of sweeps off down that way. So we'll go. Let's head around We'll go up to the top. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to sweep up to the top corner, do a route around this island, then we'll end up back here, out of the causeway, cross the causeway onto Southern Island, and I've got a couple of video clips that I've already prepared. Very Blue Peter. Tried to be organised. Of the cool features on the map. That's really got me puzzled. So I started to, oh yeah, I need to buy that bit of land because it's a pasture, but it's not, we already own it. I'm going to need to put some more money in though. So north of the island, and as you'll see as we sweep out, the ground around us, or the water around us, looks kind of very mud flats because the tide is out. And what is one of the cool features on the map, and it is one of the cool features, we've got it's tidal. So you see here the irrigation system, riverways and stuff that run across the island. We're at low tide, there's not very much water in them at all. And out here it's kind of low tide, mud flats, a little bit of water. You sort of see as we go out. It's very cool. So, things to be aware of. Low tide, as we are at the moment, is between 6 AM and midday. And then again at 6 PM to midnight. So high tide is then between those. High tide is midday to 6 PM and then midnight to 6 AM. Now what it does say, and again, like I say, I will show you later on when we cross the causeway, that takes about 20 minutes. I found almost half an hour, but around that sort of time of real time for the tide to come up. So when it gets to those times, when it's 12 or 6, whether the tide's going up or going down, it takes about half an hour of real time for that tide to come up or to go down. And it does. And when it does, the rivers fill, and it's very clever. Really, it's very clever. And then there's something else we'll talk about later on as well. And why I mentioned the high ground, and why you'll also notice that most of the facilities like this and the wind turbines, as we'll get to later on, are all on higher bits of land, because farmers generally aren't stupid, and they work these things out because it's very important. So we're at the flour mill just here. Oh, that went a bit squeaky. Flour mill. This one does your regular crop types in for flour out, but it does also produce pig food. So we buy that for 31,000. Click on that. So our wheat, barley, oat, and sorghum. And we've got flour and then pig food coming out as well as a byproduct of the flour mill. What I will do, I will head now down towards the first farm to purchase. I have to say, it's a really nice landscape. I do like island maps like this. And what I'll do is when I hit the bottom there, just by that farm, I'll have put some money in. I will see there in just a moment. There we go, that'll do. Cross over the road. Down to the next farm. So if we put in just here, and we go back to our map, so we've come down the side here, and we are now at this point here. So plot 72, 212,300 to purchase. If we do that, that, and that, we come up with all these triggers. So we have the timbered farmhouse. This has got a 400,000 litre silo. If I remember correctly, this one wasn't a multi-fruit. I'm trying to think because it's a required mod and it's been on quite a few different maps. Sleep trigger this side, and the wardrobe trigger is around the back of the building. Tucked around there. This one, interesting, doesn't have a workshop as well. I always thought this one here was kind of prime for that, but there are so many workshop mods. You can place toolboxes and tool chests and all sorts of stuff. We come through and out the other side. Plenty of barn and spilding space. You won't have a problem with spilding space. That was the other thing I haven't come across. I've just suddenly remembered. If we go down to, was it silos? And the required mods. We had new heap and silo. Did I dream it? I could have sworn. Was it under the sheds? Old brick stable, bale and pallet storage, bale and pallet storage. I don't think I've come across either of those either. Or maybe I haven't even noticed them. That would be curious if I've missed them off. Anyway, pig pen, pig barn. Door needs to be opened first, he says. Why is the door not coming? There we go, open gate. Then the dialogue box is, there you go, little hair trigger just there. 75 pigs this will take, so this is the pig farm manure heap next to it. We've already seen the silo and sleep trigger. Again, these buildings can be removed. Now, one of the farms, I want to say that it was this one. I'm trying to think. When I clicked on a lot of the farms, I've got one of the items of decoration, or when you click on one of them, it will highlight it red for you demolishing or deleting. It deleted them, I say it demolished them, paid you for demolishing them, but they didn't remove. I think it might have been this one. Just something to be aware of. If you're going to do any kind of landscaping, demolishing, changing farms around, my advice is always save first. Do whatever it is you want to do. If it doesn't work out how you thought it was going to, exit the game and go back to the previous save that you've just done. Don't have auto save turned on, because that can be a nightmare. If you do something, it's always that thing that as soon as you do something, you think, oh, I didn't mean to do that, and then it auto saves, and then that's it. So, yeah, generally have auto save turned off, but if you're going to do something that's going to be a drastic change, save it, and if it goes wrong, you can always come back out again. It tends to help that way. So, heading out from that farm, we're going to head out to, there's a debris crusher just out by the coast. It's a standard debris crusher, it doesn't make climb or anything like that. Now I'm going to have to cut across, I think, in a moment, but that's alright. Because the tide's not up yet, we're okay. There we go, swing around here, debris crusher. Find that. I'm just going to go up the side of the field just here and follow the river up. To be fair, we could probably cut across that because the tide's out, so we'd be okay, but there is a ford here. I like the concrete sections here. Go down through the bottom of there. So heading out towards the causeway, but I will show you the wind turbine situation. And as I said earlier about them being raised, the wind turbine plots, look how far down the water is there. So look how far down the water is, all the way down to there, low tide. Then we've got the floodplains here, and then these bits are all raised, as was the farm, as was the flour mill. And the wind turbines are all on separate plots. So you can purchase these individually. If we go to the map, just here. So these plots, so if, for example, if I bought 70, I own that wind turbine, that will now generate me income. I can also remove that if I wanted to. So again, if you don't want them there, if you want to get the stock count even lower, you can. If you wanted to remove your wind turbine, you can. I mean, admittedly, what you've just bought it for, you're only getting half it back. So it would be, I'd rather it was earning me income. But just to show you can remove them if you wanted to. So, to the causeway, Batman, let's go. So it does say in the details and the instructions, this is something to be aware of. Because if you've got equipment and machinery on one island and not the other, you've really got to be paying attention to high and low tide times. Because if you suddenly decide there was something you needed to do on this island and you've left some of your equipment on that island, you're stuck. You can't go and get it. The vehicle shop, main vehicle shop, is on this island, the southern island, which means you can't even say, oh, well, so I'll just reset it back. You can't. Because I mean, you could go the other way, to be fair. If you left stuff on the North Island and you needed to get it to the South Island, you could get it shipped by ferry, in inverted commas. if you were really desperate. So, across the causeway and up the other side, we'll turn down here. So my little bit of video I'm going to show you first, I did from along here. So we've got 2 points here. We've got oils and we've got fabric clothing. So this is a little bit different to a spinnery or a tailor's because it does both. So we purchased that for 100,000. So fabric, wool and clothes. So we can do our fabric and then change the fabric to clothes all in 1 point. Just here, the fabric and clothing production. And then we got next to that, we've got the oil mill, but it doesn't do all the oils. Buy that for 80,000. Sunflower and canola oil this will do. But it doesn't do olive oil. Something to be aware of. But what's very cool about this, I like this little sort of harbour area as well. And again, you can see tides out. No water in these, no water around them. So what I'm going to do is go over to here where I was. Might be just here. And I'm going to run a short, well, I'll speed up time. I actually had to leave it running for the half hour, 40 minutes it was for the tide to come up. I will speed up that bit of footage so you can see the tide coming in and the rivers filling up and that kind of thing. So I'll run that now. That's pretty cool. Is that not cool? I think it's absolutely fantastic. Obviously, that was, you know, so the tide isn't in now here, but it was. But let's go around there and see if we can jump up here. Something I forgot to show you, actually, on the map. Just realised, if we go back that way. When I said about purchasing parts of the island, we do have, where was it? There we go. If we buy this bit, the verges, the periphery, it will buy this little section here, little section there, a couple of bits of roadways and stuff like that. That doesn't cost you anything. That's farmland 254, that's 0. And I think there was another one, or do we have to pay for it? Was it plot 75? Yeah, plot 75 there is also 0, farmland 75. If you buy that for the 0, do that and that, we get a little farmhouse that appears on it. There's a little yard there with the farmhouse, which we'll get to later on. We can buy that as well if we want to. Like I say, it's not going to cost anything, so why not? Let's do it. Let's go crazy. So what we're going to do now is head round towards the main harbour area. There are collectibles, and that's another cool feature on the map. When you go down to the harbour area, they've got wanted signs on the down the harbour. And you go out and collect boats. There are little boats around the island. I will show you one, and I will say spoiler alert if people don't want to see where it is, which is absolutely fine. You can close your eyes and then I'll say, we're all done, you can look again. Very pantomime, but it's okay. Where this is in the world, in October, they have quite bad storms and storm surges. Tidal surges, storm tides, however you want to refer to them. And the storm tides in October, I'm trying to think what was the time it said. The times are between 9 AM and 6 PM for tidal surges. I will run a clip of that in a little while because that is staggeringly good and bonkers and a little bit scary, and I don't think I've ever encountered it on another map ever in all the map tours I've ever done, and that's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. So yeah, very clever. As you can see, sweeping up here, that's very relevant, very important. So what we'll do is drive through here and swing around. So we have got to this side, Sail Point. This is Coates Kurt's repair. It's boatyard basically. It's a repair boatyard, sell point. It's the detailing and stuff as well. All these extra little features, but this is sell point boatyard, just here. Across the way here we've got carpentry. Now I've got platinum expansion on. If we click on that, there you go. So you've got, with the platinum on, now if you've got platinum expansion off, it will still say furniture wood, furniture planks, wooden beams, longboards, but on the right hand side it will only show furniture and wood chips, I think. It doesn't do the wood beams and planks, so you have to have platinum on for all those products to be showing as something that can be produced as an outgoing product. So it's just wood in, all those things out for the carpentry here. We carry on up. We've got restaurant on the left hand side. We've got the vehicle workshop just here, with the vehicle workshop and vehicle store triggers just here. And like I say, this is the reset point on the map as well. Back to this long yard here is where the vehicles will spawn or respawn, reset if you need to. Then next door to that, we've got a couple of sell points. We've got water cheese, and we have the ear of wheat sell points. If we open the doors here, go inside. So we've got a cheese sell point just here. And then we have the ear of wheat sell point just here. So you'd have to carry products in for that. That's why I still think I need to buy small. We've got bale sale point just here, animal dealer bale sale. If we open this door up here, we've got potato and sugar beet sale just inside. So there's our sugar beet sale, potato sale just inside there. We come around the outside. We've got a fuel point, and then we've got another one of the purchase points. So this was dealer Janssen, not the organic Jensen. So this is Janssen. So if you're looking on the where to purchase things, this is the Janssen purchase point. And then next to that we have got, that was just point of sale dealer. So that's the sell point. Whereas on the other one you've got the sell point and the buy point together. That's the buy point and that's the sell point. So that's where you sell, that's where you buy. Continuing on around the back, we've then got the animal dealer point, just there. And we'll pull up and stop just there. I will hop out. So, come across the way, fire station, just there. We've got here our dairy. If we purchase the dairy, butter, cheese, box of cheese, chocolate, and chocolate milk. Strawberry milk, milk pallets, just there. So that box of cheese, I think, is smaller than a pallet. So that sell point for cheese, where it says water cheese, I think that's what those are for. And if you also notice on the recipes that are ingoing, there was those pallets of cacao butter, or cocoa butter, or however I refer to it. That's what's required here for, depending on the recipe. There we go. The chocolate recipe requires that specific butter, which you can't produce elsewhere on the island, but you can buy it on pallets, so if you need it, you can get it from there. So that's the dairy. If we come next door to that, we've got the bakery. Just there. Click on that. We've got bread, cake, box of sweets, and box of bread. But as you can see, though, incoming here at the bakery as well, wood chips are required for baking. You know, that's the thing about it, which a lot of bakeries don't often require wood chips that I've come across. But anyway, so you get the extra boxes as well, which can then be carried to the other sale points. And then we've got a tailor's just here, and that is a regular tailor's. We do have the wardrobe trigger at the front, and then around the other side here, we've got the tailor's itself. But as the other one does the fabric and the clothing, this one just takes fabric and just makes clothes. Fairly straightforward. Right, that's that section. Now we will continue. There's so much detail on it. So it's a really well detailed map. Like I say, it really surprised me. I wasn't expecting it. And it's always difficult. It's why, you know, I've always done the map tours and like doing the map tours. because a map will come out and you kind of look at it, and some people will look, you know, they'll just look at the thumbnail, the picture, and think, oh, you know, or they might read a bit of the description. And often, you know, I've been doing map tours for a long time, and I cannot, you know, you'll read a description and think, I'm not sure. You know, you have to really go through and test things out for things to sort of clarify in your mind of what that actually means. So you might read through a description and go, okay, you know, but you can often miss out on like maps like this with all these extra features that are very, very cool. So these are the wanted boards. If you see, you look at each of the wanted boards, there's nothing on them, and you think, oh, okay, that's a bit peculiar. You go down to the front one, just here. The front one is the first one, so that gives you a location. Now, it gives you part of it, so you've got to then go out onto your main map and try and locate, identify what that is showing, so you can go to that point to find the item that they're asking for. So I will say spoiler alert in a minute, because it's actually right here by where we are, which is pretty cool. And what is also very cool is when you find the item and you come back to the wanted boards, this one will have a big green tick on it, and the next board will be showing the next clue. Again, that's a really cool feature. I like that. I'm trying to think of other maps that have done that. There may well have been, but I can't, off the top of my head, can't think of one. So, come a bit further down. Actually, I need to double check. Let's go back to here. So we're at the harbour. There you go. So that's the wanted ships, so the wanted posters. Now at the end here, it says sales point 40-foot containers in the ports. Now, I don't think it's for the 40-foot containers, and I will show you for why. There we go. So eggs, sales point 40-foot containers in the port. We can sell there. There's a few others as we go down, and why that's relevant is because when we get to it, because I thought, well, that's for the big, you know, the wood pallets, the ones we got in the Platinum expansion, but the sell point is right in the back of the 40-foot container. So that's going to be for things you can get in here, maybe with a skid steer loader, forklift, something like that. But you're not going to get a 40-foot container in there, and there's not a sell point around the outside of it. I could tell. Anyway. Actually, is that usable? Oh, there we go. There's the forklift. Didn't even notice that when I did my prep. I suddenly turned around and thought, that looks suspiciously real. So, spoiler alert, if you don't want to see where the first one of these is, you can look away now, just close your eyes and I'll tell you when it's all over. You can relax. So, if we just come through here, if we hop up onto, let me hop onto there. There we go. Oh, come on. We were there. There we go. And come along to, there we go. Do that. Torch on. Into here, round the corner, and boom. Now, be prepared because oh yes. Oh yes. So that's the first one. You can look again, it's okay. You can open your eyes. And like I said, when you come back to here, that one will be ticked, because we found it. Turn the torch off, and the next one is ready to go. Very cool feature. Very cool. Now we do have some sell points, and again these come with kind of instructions as well. If we sweep up here, actually I'll probably just stop there. So we have got grass sales from FH, and that's round. Was it around the back here, or was the next one? I'm sure it was around there. Let me just double check. Doesn't hurt to double check. I always say that. Don't want to get it wrong. Yeah, it's there. There you go. Grass sales point from the FH. Now, in the description, it talks about selling grass and cutting grass. You can choose whether you want to earn your money from farming or renting out holiday homes. They await you. But it doesn't say, so I don't know what you make from renting them. And these are all showing as sell points, because it does go on to say Marion's Holiday Wharf with 18 holiday homes available for purchase. Information about the Farian Hauswarf, which is, I think, FH. Take care of the lawn at your house and sell the grass nearby for profit. And it says your holiday guests will definitely be happy about homemade bread, sweet pastries, or delicious cheese. So there's those things we were talking about earlier in boxes. You can sell at the top. You can also sell at all of these. So as far as I'm aware, if we click on this, you'll see, let's go to that and that. All of these plots can be bought individually. And if you click on them, it will say the price, and they all have names as well, which is quite cool. There you go. Holiday Home Evold, Peter, GMC, Erica, Windrose, Michael, and yeah, they've all got this. There's 18 of them. Where was the sell point? Oh, around the other side. There you go, grass sell point. So that's going to be more. I mean, look at the size of the yard. A mower, you know, potentially mowers, very small trailers. There's not a lot of room to get in and out of here. And then we come around to each of these, and as you can see, with the I can't use the word because I got in trouble last time. Got clobbered. Each one of these has got a sell point. So when it says about renting out holiday homes, I assume you're going to make money from them from rent, but each one is an individual sell point where you can bring products and sell them off. Actually, I should have brought the tracks all the way down, thinking about it, because then that third sell and buy point we were talking about was about the organic one. Organic farmer Jensen. That little farm is just down the bottom here. Yeah, so when I said about missing things, there's always, I think it seems to be every map tour, there always seems to be a curiosity. There's always something that, you know, I spent quite a bit of time yesterday when we got back from the wedding. It's quite a drive back. Well, I'll get all the prep done. I spent a bit of time doing the little recording clips and stuff that I need to get done, and I spent a bit of time trying to work things out. And there was just a couple of bits I couldn't fathom. And then when I said about, you know, that production, I couldn't work out why I hadn't seen it. I scoured around the map. Jensen is just here. So again, sell and buy at the same point for various different items. So where are we now? So we come down there, we're at the bottom here. We're going to go out and up and along there. We'll quickly whiz up and show you that little farm on plot 75. It was 75, wasn't it? Yep. Then we're going to head out up through the middle as a sell point there, and we'll take in the other farms that are available to purchase. So actually, what I'll do now, while I'm driving up there, I'm going to put on that video clip of the storm tide, the storm surges, because it amazed me. I first started recording, I kind of set it off, and same thing, I thought I'll leave it to run for half hour, 40 minutes to record, and I can do a time lapse of that. And what it did staggered me. So I'll put that on there. Is that not just incredible? Not something I've encountered ever on a map. Just wow. I know you get the flooding on some of the rice maps, you know, Italia rice and that kind of thing, where you can flood the rice fields. Yeah, I get that, but that is next level. So it's that thing of when it gets to October, you've got to make sure your vehicles are up out the way. You've got to make sure if you've got crops that needed harvesting, they're in, and just yes, very clever. So this was that plot 75, which was free to purchase. Got the brick barn here, got a sleep trigger just there, and another barn behind. Again, these buildings can be removed if you wanted to, but considering it's free, depending on what storyline you're going to do, you might start here and then work out from the map from here. But I love the fact that you've got the survival rings as well on little points. Guess you need them when the weather's bad. So we are going to go up here. Was it this way? I'm sure it was this way. There's a little village just up here with the school sell point. And there are certain bits on there on the map, little plots you can't purchase. I love that sound. The trouble is that thing of whenever you hear that, I just want to go to the seaside. You just get that, you know. Whenever my dad, God rest his soul, but when you'd ever hear a seagull inland, I mean, as kids, it was that thing that always just make us laugh. You'd hear a seagull and it'd say all tides in, and you'd be like, you know, hundreds of miles from the sea, and it would just always make, yeah, look, these, the fact on all the raised bits, because the tide potentially, you know, oh, scary stuff. So all this bit here, like I say, I'll go back to the map and I'll show you. So we've come into this bit here. So this ring in the middle, I can't purchase it. I can't buy this plot of land, so I can't put extra sell points or productions or anything on it. But we do have just here the school with its sell point just there. Again, delivery of milk or whatever it might be for the children's school. Nice and safe at school out of the storm surges. Right, next farm to be purchased. And we do have quite a strange route round to the next one, but just go with it, it'll be fine. I'm sure I won't get into trouble. So, this farm here, we come all up here and we are now here at plot 73. We purchased that, do that, and that. All of that comes up. And there's quite a lot to be getting on with. So, sleep trigger for the farm is just there. Come across the yard. We've got chickens, 100 of we can have out in the yard. We do have a greenhouse, large greenhouse, standard, just there. We do have the first of our beehives, just there. And the honey pallet spawn point, where was that? The building stuff can be removed here if you want to. It was around here somewhere, I'm sure it was. There is one. Was it inside the building? I don't think it was inside the building. That would be a bit bonkers. We come up to the back. And we've got the rest of them. We've got some more bees here. And some more bees here. There's a little walkway out there towards the lighthouse. Nothing out there, no sell point or anything like that, but again, raised. I wonder what happens to the first settlers that arrived. It's always that thing, let's go down and be right down by the water, it'd be lovely, build a thing there, and then the 1st October comes round, horrendous storms, you think, nope, we're moving inland, that's it. Let's build our houses up a little, put them on stilts, whatever it is you need to do. Let's open up. So, wall pallets will spawn here. Come into here, dialogue box, 140 sheep. So chickens and sheep at this farm. Oh, there it is, there you go, there's your, I knew it was along this bit somewhere. Jet wash just there as well. I think we had the jet wash at the main farm, I forgot to mention it. Apologies for that. So, that's the next farm. What's that? Farm 3? It was the main farm, pig farm. Yeah, then this one. So from here, you go out and around the back. Like I say, the path we're going to take is a pedestrian path, but it'll be fine. It's the quickest route to go to where we need to go. So the forestry bit I was talking about, there's a bit of forestry here. Ignore the sign, it's fine. Got a special permit, honest. So what I'll do now is just cut across the grass. So the next plot available for purchase is this one here. This one is an abandoned farm. Again, all the buildings and stuff can be removed if you want to, and the decorative items and objects, but it's very cool, very well done. I like the fact you've got little plots here, like almost allotments. I think I took a picture of this. So we're at this plot. We come from that farm out on this road here, or track. We're now here. So plot 76, 115,000. We can buy that and that. There's no triggers come up for animals or anything like that because it's an abandoned farm. If you do get rid of all the buildings and stuff on here, it will look like this. There you go. So from here, I think it's down to the last farm. We're going to head down here, down there, and down there, which will bring us to plot 74. If I click on that, do that, that, all of that comes up. Just thinking, actually, what I might do while we're here. Yes, I'm going to, considering we bought it. Let's go to that. Let's demolish the barn, for example. Will that give us enough room? Maybe. Let's go to that. So what I'm going to do now is come off there, go to production and factories, and that one there, the lawn production. Have I got nothing to fit that in? It's showing I can. It's just, don't worry about it. It's all fine. It's okay. Don't worry. So the lawn production. Come around the back here and click on this. Like I say, I haven't come across it on the map. So field grass, play and sports lawn. So when we do our field grass, we cut our field grass. I said seeder in the ground to take it out with a regular harvester. Bring the field grass here, and it makes play and sports lawn. So I think it's a seed production, and that seed then gets adjusted and filtered, and it's that special brand of seed. I don't think it does turf, but it makes a seed that can be used for very smart lawns. So it's an extra production to throw in. That's the build. I mean, look, it's a spinnery building, but that's what it makes. That's what it produces. I just thought I'd show it. And if it is on the map, I do apologise. Like I say, I couldn't find it. I'm not going to lie to you. At this point of recording, I am in agony. I'm being very honest here. Yesterday, when we got back from the wedding, we were parking our van, our camper, with unloading. I don't know how I did it. I slammed my thumb in the van door when I closed it. I think I've broken it. The nail has gone completely black. It's swollen. I cut right across the front of it at the nail bed. Blood was... I'm not good with blood. I nearly passed out. By the time I got to the front door, I was white as a sheet. I said to MrSealyp, I've got to sit down. I've never known pain like it. You honestly don't realise, I know it's a silly thing to say, you don't realise how much you use your thumbs. Of course you do, opposable thumbs, that's how human beings work. But I've caught it on absolutely everything, and I didn't realise. I picked up the controller yesterday. I'll do some prep, it was absolute agony, taking some painkillers, but moving a joystick on my controller is fine. It's when you have to press the mushroom down. Oh, blimey. You suddenly think, wow, that's smart. So yeah, I've kind of got to that point. What am I, half hour, 40 minutes? It's really hurting. I need to do more videos today. I've got Let's Play to do. There might be mods later on. Who knows? So anyway, just thought I'd let you know. In case the controller or the screen suddenly goes flying in one direction. We have a hayloft, standard hayloft, 250,000 litres just here. Milk point for the cow pasture. We have a cow pasture just here. It says, there we go. It's 57, I'll say 75, 57. That's an interesting number. We've got a Karma 16 silo for seed or mineral feed just there. As you can see, we've got the next... Why is that not... Do I have to open the gate first? Oh no, this one's got iffy triggers. Oh, there you go. 12 cows in the barn just here. So pasture and a barn here. Come around the side. Did we have a sleep trigger at this one? Let me just double check that. Don't we do? I thought we did. Maybe not. Curious. We have workshop trigger. Just inside there. Fuel point, just there. Then we got, these are part of the required mods. So these are kind of, it's a mix and match silo. So we've got the silo point here, and this is the 2x4, was it? Yeah, this is the 2x4. That is, what was the capacity on that? 500,000 litres. And then we've got the actual, this is the one where the actual pipe itself, you go like discharge pipe 300. You can put those anywhere, the discharge pipe. So you can put that out the front of a normal building, have the discharge pipe sticking out of the corner of the roof or whatever you want to do. So it's kind of mix and match. We have a jet wash just here as well. Don't think, was this an extension tank? No, small petrol tank. As far as I can tell. Then we've got 2 side clamps just here. At a slight diagonal, very jaunty like that. And then where was our trigger for the cows? Was it the other end? Oh, was it inside this door? I'm trying to remember which one it was now. Oh no, it is there. I know it was somewhere. Whoa. There we go. So dialogue boxes on 40. So 57, 12 and 40 we have for our cows just here. Pass more car fig glues again, just decoration. Manure heap, just there. Some barn and building space. For whichever use you wish to put it to. And that is the map. Been around all of that. Oh, what's off the back of here the little beach was? We'll whiz out and have a quick look. I'm sure it was. I've shown you the video clips, storm surge, high tides, yeah. Like I say, I just, it blindsided me. I wasn't expecting it. And when it's that thing, you start reading a description on a map to do a map tour, and sometimes you read a description and think, oh, blimey, there's so much stuff and so much information. It's just a case of working through it methodically, and then you start working through how something works, why it works, what it does, how it does it, and and then I thought, well, I'm going to have to... Oh, this one's got a wind turbine as well, a little wind turbine just here that you have on the land once you've purchased the land. But yeah, and I thought, I'm going to have to do a video clip of that. And if it's going to take half hour, 35, 40 minutes, I'm going to have to do that to show it. Because you can't just speed up time. It runs in real time, so I'm going to have to let that go. And I sat there watching thinking, that's mad and brilliant. And yeah, just very cool. So... apologies if there isn't a lovely sandy beach here, but I'm sure it was here. It was while I was scouring around. Yeah, you go, look, little beach huts and stuff, and little promenade. How lovely. There you go. Look at that. Yeah, I was looking for that little lawn factory and stuff, and I was sort of scouring around in build mode, trying to find it. Again, very nice feature. Very cool. I guess as well, can we purchase the land down here? Oh, we can't. Okay. We'll do the bit next to it or there, or a bit of forestry behind it. So you could, if you wanted to clear a bit of forestry, you could put a beach sell point, just put a sell point in, rename it if you wanted to. But anyway, that's the map. I digress. By otti-peterle, NOP82, no modding. I hope you found it useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.